Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. And today we've got another devlog for Prehistoric Kingdom. As we know, another day, another devlog. We have got this for February of 2022, so we're only coming up on the early access release. I think that'll be in April, so January, February, March, April. So only a couple months away. You guys will be excited for that. But really awesome update we've got here. Little mix of some cool mechanics and some other cool new animals to look at that I'm very excited to see. And before I get into that, I know I've taken a couple weeks break. I feel like I needed it. I just got a 3070 Ti in my computer, and then I also have been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and having other breaks and competitions and things. So it's been a little bit hectic for the past couple of weeks, but I'm excited to get back into making videos again. So we're going to be starting off that little stunt with the dev diary, so let's get stuck into it. So welcome to the February update. In today's post we'll be exploring parts of our new beta update and delving into what our busy team has been working on. If you weren't already aware, a public roadmap highlighting some of our upcoming plans can be found over on the Trello. So you can have a look at that in your own time. I'll obviously link this. But let's have a look at the development diary at the moment. So we've got some new modular items. So extra wall pieces and pillars will soon be added in our next update, allowing for new shapes and wall combinations in addition to pillar pieces for all the wall materials. Players will also be greeted with 1x1, 1x2 and 1.4 panels to create more intricate parts to the builds. So we can see these are the walls, 1x1, 1x2 and 1x4. So that's 1, 1, 1 and then 1, 2, 4. So that's kind of the different heights that you can get. Really useful as well to just allow some ease of playing. Really looks beautiful. And we can see these wall pillars here. So this seems like with the tropical thing they've used, those are the glass. I think they came out really nicely, and I really like how you can easily change the different themes. It looks really wonderful. I think they did a great job with those. And above you can see a number of unique pillar models depending on their assigned materials. So this one seems to be just the wood, the planks of wood. This one seems to be the tropical, like the bamboo and things like that. And this one's the glass one. So I think it came out really well, and the textures will fit well. So yeah, really nice job on that. And next we've got animal welfare. So in our next update, players will need to consider the welfare of the animals and the quality of the habitat. Beyond expected necessities like food and water, exhibit's cleanliness is a new and important feature with big consequences for your overall exhibit and zoo rating. While pooping, animals will drop small dung particles onto the ground and create mounds. While these particles disappear after a short amount of time, dung mounds will build up over time as animals continue to poop nearby. Players can minimize poops by supplying high quality feed to feed their creatures. And I like that's a gameplay thing. You can see here Tarbosaurus dropping a big poo. What's really cool is that if you guys are aware of a lot of fossilized coprolites, which are fossilized poo, we actually kind of have a good idea of what a lot of dinosaur poos look like. So even though that's kind of a bit gross, you could say that's pretty interesting, and we can tell a lot about what dinosaurs ate and their diets and things like that from their poops. And I believe the largest dinosaur poop known is from a Tyrannosaurus, and it's about 1 meter long and has bits of bone in it, which is very interesting, and that kind of fits what I think the coprolite is fossilized to look like, so I think that's pretty cool. And you can see that little video of it pooping. Came out well. And excessive feces can greatly detract from a park's exhibit score and begin to make animals unhappy, which is completely fair because often animals don't like dirty enclosures and animals don't like being around their poop because that can potentially spread diseases and just it's waste. They want to avoid it. So we can have this lovely picture of a new mound. This is for obviously more like the herbivores, so it seems like it's come from that Amortosaurus, who's done a big dump. But yeah, really beautiful models and stuff, and really fits in the game well. I think that really adds a really cool gameplay mechanic, and not just animals poop you need to clean, but it adds like a whole new dynamic to cleanliness and things like that. So I think that's pretty cool. So to manage exhibit cleanliness, players can either schedule a habitat for cleaning or employ some very lovable friends, the dung beetles. So that's very cool. Found within the animal care category, the dung beetle nest is a small item that will automatically clean up piles of poops within its radius. So this is a pretty cool mechanic. It's not really used in most zoos, I don't think, because a lot of zoo enclosures are small enough that you can clean them up themselves. But I think this really adds another cool gameplay mechanic. And look at these cute little bugs. How can you not love them? So I think that adds another mechanic to help less rely on people and more stuff. It's so you don't have to micromanage things. So you can just put a pile of dung beetles in it. And this kind of, I've heard, is often like a harken back to Jurassic Park, the novel. I've read the novel, and what they did was the compsognathus were used to clean up poop within the enclosures. Probably not very accurate, but I think that kind of mechanic has kind of been added in here, and I think it's rather cool. And obviously, who that can't... how can you not love these cute little dung beetles? I think they came out really well. So yeah, another way just to manage your poops and make it easier. Probably not the most realistic, of course, as I mentioned, because most zoos enclosures are small enough where people can go in and clean them themselves. Or it's like they're so big that they don't really bother about it. But I think that adds another way to keep your exhibits clean at low effort and low cost. But yeah, really cool. And now we're moving on to exhibit score. So park managers wanting to operate large income zoos will need to pay attention to their exhibit score, a new value used to track how attractive a habitat is to visitors. Higher scores lead to better donations and collectible science points. So we can see this prehistoric safari costs for running it, animals 3, science points, average donation $25, high score, high welfare about 82%, low visibility, total animal ratings, decorations, and bonus ecology. And there's kind of it's plus, and then the things, visible animal carcasses, species repetition often is bad, and visible animal carcasses. So it's a lot of things to manage there. So this is the UI. So to maximize your exhibit score, players have a number of options at their disposal. That includes the total animal rating, so that's the collective value of all the animals within the habitat, decorations, the number of decorative scenery objects in the habitat, and ecology, so that's housing animals from the same time period and country. So that would be like if you wanted to house Brachiosaurus and Stegosaurus in the same enclosure, that would be a good way to get good ratings. And then you could add like Camarasaurus, Dryosaurus. Creating things that are themed about the time period and country would really, really help as well. And these perks can be offset by poor exhibit management, however. So things like visible dung, carcasses, and repeated species found elsewhere in the park will drop this overall exhibit score. So players must attempt to maximize the total welfare and visibility of a habitat to secure the best possible exhibit score. So you've got to try and balance these out and try and get your best score as possible. And that's really what you got to do there. It's just that balancing act. You don't really have to follow it. You may get obviously disadvantages and stuff like that, but really it's just a way to gamify making your enclosures, and you make sure to manage that. I think that's really what's improving as well. Prehistoric Kingdom's really trying to add that management aspect, because a lot of, especially Planet Zoo is a good example. They just like mainly focus on the creative parts, and that's all good, but there's really no game to it, and they're really trying to add to the game to it by adding all these gameplay features and mechanics that you have to manage. And in terms of state of development, here's another little update. With early access just around the corner, the team continues to collect important feedback, improve gameplay experience through updates, and prepping for early access launch. It's been wonderful to see the community grow over the last few months, and we can't wait for everyone to have access to Prehistoric Kingdom. We're currently looking for additional animators to join the team to help further develop Prehistoric Kingdom. If you are interested in working on creature animation, please send your portfolio over to Twitter via DMs or our email address at info@prehistorickingdom.com. So if you are a budding animator and you get selected, so you can put your work towards Prehistoric Kingdom. Very, very cool. It's nice to see more people getting into it. And upcoming developments. So what's coming up beyond this next update? So that's going to be pretty great. So right now, our environment team is hard at work with the upcoming temperate map, which is British in it. Is pretty British in it. So we've got 9 foliage variants which we are arriving alongside the new locale, offering more variety for the temperate biome. So this is obviously meant to be British. And this one I'm very, very excited for. We'll cover that after we look at these wonderful plants. This one I'm very excited for. We are very pleased to finally unveil the long-awaited Psittacosaurus Redux. These little critters will be available in one of our final updates before launching into early access, arriving with 3 additional species, and you can't wait for them to meet them all. That's so cool. I know the species, but I won't say. Really, really cool. And the really cool thing about this skin here is that this is based on the specimen. I don't think the specimen itself is assigned to a species. It's Psittacosaurus spa. But this is the one with the preserved colors that made the rounds a couple of years ago, with like the orange and brownish colors with the black spots and stuff. With the counter shading, there was that paper made on it. So this is pretty accurate to what a Psittacosaurus looks like, even down to the color. So I think it's really cool that they're taking a lot of that evidence and putting it back in. Like the original one had this kind of color, but we know like we had a color like this. We know it was color like this, which I think is really, really cool. And there's 3 species. For those of you who don't know, there is about 12 described species of Psittacosaurus. The taxonomy on that itself is often, people have sometimes split them into other genera, some people lump them, it's just how taxonomy is. But I think the 3 species they've decided have really, really like got all that diversity and really just maximized it and put it in the best way possible, I think, and I think it's come out really well. So yeah, really wonderful Psittacosaurus, really awesome. So we'll have a look at the community spotlight. So Simply Savannah, I'm a big fan of her channel, did a Tyrannosaurus paddock, really, really came out awesome. And then we have by Warpath, there's a really, really nice information kiosk here. I think it came out really well. I like the little models there and all the little like cats and things. I think that's really, really cute, did a great job. And by So Bad, I'm a big fan of this image. This really looks like something straight out of the Jurassic period. Really, really nice picture of a pair of Camarasaurus looking out onto the... yeah, it just looks beautiful. I'm a big fan. So yeah, I think this would be a good place to end the video. So thank you for reading February's Dev Diary. We expect the next update for closed beta to launch in early March, with early access scheduled for the late April release. So until next time, the PK team. So yeah, really nice update with a mix of things, mainly going over things that will come out for this next update for the beta. And yeah, I'm really happy to see what's coming out of this and moving on forward to see the Psittacosaurus coming back and all that. Really, really awesome. So yeah, I think this would be a really, really great place to end the video. So I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Always remember to hit the little bell icon to get notified when I upload anything. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and bye-bye.